On February 28th, raids are being removed from the game. This has been the talk of Warframe for about since the announcement, really. Many say removing raids is taking out a chunk of the game. But let's be real. How many players actually do raids? Raids were interesting, yes. It was the only place where you would have 8 players working together to accomplish something. Now, what it really became was a EV Trinity providing energy so you could just CC everything in sight, which could easily be done with 4 friends and what multiple people did. Raids were glitchy. The Law of Retribution worked a lot, but Jorda's Verdict, almost every patch notes I would read the comments, and I'd always see, please fix so-and-so. What I usually saw was the docking of Jorda's Verdict. It wouldn't dock correctly, and you would just not be able to complete the raid. That was the final part, so of course it annoyed people. The only reason people really did raids was for the arcane enhancements. Great. Really improved gameplay. If you get a headshot, increased damage, all that cool stuff. Arcane enhancements were amazing if you use them. Most likely you didn't because you didn't do raids. A lot of players either didn't know what raids were or didn't want to do them. Why didn't we want to do them? Simple. To find a squad, you would either have to join a specific Discord or a clan that was running raids frequently. And also, there was a 24-hour time period in which you could not do a raid, the same raid, to earn that arcane. Of course, there's 3 different types of raids. You had Law of Retribution, Law of Retribution Nightmare, and Jorda's Verdict. So that's 3 chances in 24 hours to get an arcane you want. Now, that is a lot of time in between raids. So not many players at one time are going to be doing it. So it set certain standards for time periods at which you would do a raid. Usually we try to do it around the same time so you could get the reward. Most people play at the same time, so it worked out. But that's going to create times where not many people are doing raids, so that makes less people trying to matchmake for one. They didn't have matchmaking. When I say matchmake, I mean go to recruiting chat and look for someone. The main reason I didn't do raids was they were boring. You complete the same thing, the same exact tile, same exact mission over and over again. You got to know what to expect. There's many glitches. Many times you just would either fail and not be able to complete the trial and finding a squad. For Law of Retribution, most of the glitches were ironed out. But Jorda's Verdict was glitchy and annoying to deal with. And it also included Archwing, which was another downside of that raid. I think that raids were interesting at first, but over time they just grew dull. So replacing raids with the Terror List as a way to earn arcanes is much better. One, the Terror List only come at night, and there's not a 24-hour time period on which you can do them. So more players are going to be going there for arcanes at night, and it's going to be a lot of people matchmaking for that. Another thing, raids didn't have matchmaking, but Terror Lists do. I played a match with a match-made Terror List thing because I just wanted to see what it was like. It didn't end badly. Like, we completed all 3 of them, got 3 arcanes from it in about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. If I took the time to go recruiting, get a coordinated squad for the night, yeah, I could have done up to probably 3 of those runs. So that's 9 arcanes in just one night cycle. There's multiple night cycles in a day, so I can get a lot of arcanes if I'm planning to play a longer time, say a Saturday when you have nothing else to do, nothing to worry about. Raids, you could not do that. You were limited to one arcane for its completion. And some people will say, you shouldn't remove raids, we still like to do them. If you already have the arcane for that day, you're not going to do another raid. Teralyst, on the other hand, you're going to keep doing them because there's many rewards. For example, the Riven Transmutation, Eidolon shards, they can be converted to focus. Overall, there's just many things you can get from them. And all of them are pretty good. A Riven Transmutation is amazing. And so are the arcanes. I also think arcanes moving over to the planes with Teralyst helps newer players, because Teralyst, the first one you can earn arcanes from. Lower chance for rare arcanes, yes, but for newer players, it's easier to get to that point, because many times you would have to learn a raid, and a lot of people were unwilling to teach. So that was also a problem. In its current state, raids are glitchy, boring, and not that many people did them. So I, for one, did not do it. I think I did about 17 Law of Retribution raids, maybe one Nightmare raid, and one Jorda's Verdict. Nightmare was interesting, but I didn't really see a point. Yes, it had a higher chance of dropping rare arcanes, but that's a lot of work. And sometimes, if you didn't have a good squad, raids could last upwards of 30 minutes. If you had a good squad, you could run through it in under 15 minutes or under 20 minutes. So it was great. So if you were doing your daily task in Warframe, you would run a sortie, a raid, a Nightmare raid, and a Jorda's Verdict if you're focusing on the arcanes. But that's just unrealistic to do. That is a lot of time to put into finding a squad, and it just wasn't worth it. Now, yes, there were many ways to find a squad, but no one wants to just look for a Discord and all that. That's a lot of work to do. If you just want to relax real quick, run a quick mission, it's much easier to do the matchmaking at night for Teralyst than to look Discord, see if you can find a group. That's a lot of work. Now, if you're willing to put in that work for Teralyst to find a specific squad that can run it fast, you're rewarded by being able to do more per night. So the benefit for putting the time and effort into finding a squad is definitely there. I don't think we're losing that much when raids are removed. You're mostly losing a 8-player mission type. That was the most interesting thing about raids. Hopefully, maybe we could have that in the Plains of Eidolon, the next open world expansion area. Because I do think a 8-player area is amazing in Warframe, because you only see 4 players. It's nice to see people work together like that, and you can do a lot of interesting things. Now, that would require a lot of balancing for the Eidolons, but hey. So that's just what I think about the Warframe changes for raids. Now, everything else that happened in the Shrine Eidolon update, a lot of weapons were balanced, and a lot of Warframes were reworked. I'll get into that in a later video. What I really want to talk about, this is more of a channel update portion of the video. I'm still going to try doing streams a little less frequently so I can upload videos like this. I do want to talk about things in Warframe. I love it. I also want to stream. I just need to find a balance right now. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And I do still do the plat giveaways every 100 subscribers. Well, not plat giveaways, but prime set giveaways. So prime set, maybe 100 platinum or prime set, one of those two. But prime set's usually more valuable, so I always say prime set. So hey, that's what I'm giving away. like and subscribe. And thanks for joining the club.